What are the lessons of Saturn if you have Saturn in the eighth house? So, the eighth house is really interesting, and people often say that it's the most complicated to understand. But the best way that I like to describe it is that it's all about spirituality and human beings experiencing spirituality, or the most spiritual acts a human can do when they're practicing fusing their spirit and their humanity. So, basically, birth, the afterlife, leaving this earth, that specific word that starts with a D that I don't know if I can say or not, the things that we do behind closed doors with our partners and intimacy. If you can read between the lines, I think a lot of where people get confused is because there's a lot of words associated with the eighth house that we have to be careful about saying on this platform for risk of the video not being here anymore. So it's really our regenerative aspects of our design, and those lessons being around those aspects. It also has to do with the woo woo, witchy stuff, right? Those kinds of specific practices that, you may go to a botanica or consult somebody on that kind of realm, or, pay somebody on Etsy to do some type of rituals, based on the eighth house, or lessons around whether you're using people like that or whether you're somebody like that yourself for good intents and purposes. So the lessons here with somebody with Saturn, now that we've explained the details of the eighth house, are going to be around how you connect with other people, making sure that you are giving birth literally with the right person, making sure that you are giving birth to a business with the right co founder, so on and so forth, really making sure that you have graceful exits, lessons around when you enter into something correctly, you can also leave something correctly, meaning that if you join a job just for the money with a company that doesn't really align with your values, you're not going to be able to leave that job as gracefully, because you didn't enter it with the right intentions, right? There's usually something that happens that will, kind of like just, it'll be the straw that broke the camel's back, and then you just leave all of a sudden. A lot of lessons around our spiritual practices, the things that we do with our bodies, with other people, and really focusing on those lessons too. It's interesting because you also have three planets there specifically for your placements, and Saturn is a natural ruler of Capricorn, or the natural ruler of Capricorn. So it's a little bit more strict for you. And I think honestly, you're a little bit more protected in that area because naturally you're going to be a little bit more aware of the fact that you are more sensitive to those topics because you feel almost like sense the danger before you get into it. So I will leave you with that. If you have any other questions about your specific Saturn placement, if you've made it this far and you're not an eighth house Saturn, or any other specific questions about your chart based on what I've mentioned, just feel free to leave a comment in the comments below.